How's it going, everyone? Hope everyone is doing well today. I see L Dubs is ready for tax advice. It is that time of year. A little bit of an echo there. Looks like the stream's working. Let me turn off my Wi-Fi so my phone doesn't shut me down. I had a mild little panic because I thought I improperly accounted for time zones. I have a call I have to take at 4:30. So this stream will end. Usually it goes 4:30, 4:35, a little bit of overtime. I will have to end promptly by like 4:25. Because I do have to take a call at 4:30. But yeah, we've got just under an hour and a half then to hang out. No, I guess a couple little plans for today's video. The main plan for today's video is to see if I got scammed. My angle on this camera is really screwed up. But yeah, I ordered on eBay a base set unlimited booster box. I've been mentioning how I want to have inventory for Orlando, heavy packs. Box seems good to me. Everything checks out. Everything seems good to go. But I will open it. I will open it and weigh out hopefully 12 heavy packs. I don't think I'm going to open any because everything seems legitimate to me. And the issue is when you open, especially a heavy pack, it's like I'm going to be selling heavy packs for about $500 probably. So if I open a Charizard, everyone's going to ask if anything was opened yet. I'm going to tell them a Charizard. People won't want to buy, even though you can't get more than one Charizard in a box. But then if I don't open a Charizard, it's like, well, I just spent $500 opening my own heavy pack, and I get like a PSA 8 Chansey or something. And that's not good, because then I just lost a bunch of money. So, I don't know. We'll see how it feels when I get in there. Brad G saying it looks resealed. Mr. Walrus says, Dan flexing his phone plan now. Did I say something about my phone plan? I think I just mentioned, I guess since I'm going to be making a call, it's actually a Zoom call, so it's not even I have Verizon prepaid. Not much of a phone plan. I hardly ever use my phone as a phone. Mainly just internet and text messaging. Yeah, let me just see who's hanging out in the chat, and then maybe we'll crack into this box first thing. See how it goes. Then we can talk for an hour and a half about how I got wrecked. Thankfully, I bought it on eBay. It just came in yesterday, so I'm well within the 3-day window, paid with a credit card. So I've got eBay protecting me, and I've got my credit card company potentially protecting me if needed. So I should be good to go. Lord Pokesmoke says, I need to get one of those cool stars. How do I sub? As long as you're not on iPhone, there should be a join button right about here, right down by the subscribe button, which you've hopefully already hit. But yeah, 99 cents a month, you get one of those cool stars. You get all the emotes that people are dropping in chat. I was just going to say, we should actually start seeing different colored stars. We do have some of our first over a month long members. You can see Thayflosions is this dark blue, Brad G's is this lighter blue. I believe Brad G is on his second month now, so he's leveling up in his badges. Don't forget the secrets to financial freedom, grabbing money and flexing. No earrings for me. Cowboy hat, Dan. I don't own a cowboy hat. Lord Pokesmoke must be a time zone west of me. Says it's 2:01. I think I went live right at 3 o'clock. I don't think I was late, but maybe I was about 30 seconds late. Yeah, I have. I'm calling with somebody who's from Mountain Time, so I was a little bit panicked, like, oh man, did I accidentally set that call up for 3:30? Where it gets really weird is that some people, most of the United States, follows daylight savings time, and I can never remember whether we're in or out of daylight savings time. But whether we're in it or not, there are certain places in the country that are 3 hours behind me, but if it's daylight savings time, they're only 2 hours behind me or something. It's really strange. But anyways, Mountain Time is 2 hours behind me. My call's at 2:30 their time, 4:30 my time. So if I'm still here, if I'm still talking to you guys at like 4:28 p.m. Eastern, remind me that I have a call I have to take. So hopefully you guys won't let me stay late here and miss my call. Cheeks Galore, welcome to the membership. I appreciate your support. Enjoy your emotes. Shout out to Ernesto for those. We got another one. Lord Pokesmoke, welcome to the membership. Appreciate you. Enjoy your badges and emotes. Pokemartin's here. We can finally start the stream. We've been patiently waiting the whole time. Brad G wants red light background version. Red. If it happens every time, it won't be as special. So I'm not gonna go no light red background Dan today. That's saved for special occasions. And the stream with Retro, Swami, and Mason, that was a fun one. So I can't do that all the time or it won't be special. Brad G thinks my box is resealed. I got my final Ludkin sub in today. Lots of 9s. You get yours yet? I just had one land earlier today. I had one they sent USPS, and then I had one they sent UPS. I think the UPS is going to come Friday or maybe next week. But I just had a bunch of coins, 93 coins from 2020 land this morning. I haven't gone through them yet. I haven't looked at the grades. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to get those set up to open here. But maybe I'll show those next week. I'll probably have some PSA graded coins, see how they do at Collecticon Orlando. But I don't know. We'll see. Very niche things. Triple Magneton opening at Orlando. Hopefully not. Mr. Walrus says, as a walrus, he hopes my box is legit. As Section 70, he hopes it is not. Aiden M wants a test heavy pack giveaway. Sorry to burst your bubble. That's not going to happen today. There's a special place in hell for anyone opening sealed WotC boxes in 2023. Sealed was made to be open. I'm just doing my part. I'm doing my part at making this stuff more rare, more scarce, right? All the sealed product investors should rejoice. Brad wants his free member only base set pack. Retro telling everyone to hit the like, you filthy animals. We got 46 watching, only 19 likes. I was the 19th like in my own stream. Hopefully that's allowed. Yeah, Brad G is one of the few elite early adopting light blue star gang. Mr. Walrus, Java, also light blue star gang. Brad G grabbing cash. How's it going, Cheeks Galore? Ponga says, question, my PSA submission has been in QA2 for 2 weeks. Should I refresh my order page to speed it up? If so, how many times per hour? A watched pot never boils. A watched Domino's tracker, your order never finishes. So go source, go consume your favorite YouTube content creators, but do not watch your PSA order page. I know it's a very common thing, though. Tons of people do. Invite your call to the live and we can talk to them. Yeah. I'm going to switch back over to this camera, and I'm going to crack into this box. I'm pretty much caught up with chat there. I'm going to get quite a ways behind, I believe. Hopefully chat will keep going without me. Keep yourselves entertained. I don't know how well you can see. I can't really okay, if I put the scale there, you can see it better. Let me see what I can do here. I'm going to have the scale right there. Somehow this ended up being fake resealed. I need to have this video as proof, so I'm going to do my best to keep everything on screen. But yeah, I've opened dozens of WotC boxes in my day. It's been quite a while since I was opening a lot of them. But nothing too concerning. I didn't do the weight. I didn't do the weight of this box, but nothing too concerning from the outside. When you open it up, the pack shifting is not atypical whatsoever. Everything looking good so far. We don't have like evolutions packs on the top. nor on the bottom, nor in the middle. Seems like we have a pretty uniform distribution of the pack arts. I do believe that, I don't know if you're guaranteed to get the same number, 12 of each art, but I think it's pretty common that you'll get somewhere right around there. Inside of the box, it's got like the lock code or whatever they stamp in there. This was a, what is that? The Blue Wing variety, multiple country codes, nothing special, no chance of shadowless or anything like that. But yeah, let's, let me get that highlight off the screen and let's start weighing. Generally speaking, very generally speaking, because you can have light boxes or heavy boxes, but what I'm looking for is approximately 21.1 to 21.4 for my heavies, and then my light should be about 20.7, maybe 20.4 to 20.8 or so. Generally speaking, though, what you want for a spread is ideally 0.3 to 0.4 grams, 0.3 to 0.4 grams between your heavies and your lights. Base set usually does weigh very, very well. So you can see our first pack right there, 21 grams. I don't know if that's heavy or light yet. It could be either. So 21 is my light. This is where you need to be very careful. I was actually hoping this would happen. So my heavy appears will be 21.4 plus. My light is 21. You will find many listings on eBay described to be heavies showing a scale reading 21. 21 can be heavy and include a hollow, but in that case, your lights will be about 20.6 to 20.7, about 0.3 to 0.4 grams less. So unscrupulous sellers could sell this as a heavy, possible hollow, 21 grams. Oh, I don't know. Could be a hollow. I don't know. It's 21 grams, so it might be. I know though, and as I go through this box, it'll hopefully become more clear. That one's probably a heavy again, 0.3 to 0.4 higher. It should become clear though that in my case here, 21 grams is going to be my lights. 20.9 to 21 grams is going to be my lights. 21.3 to 21.5 is going to be my heavies. And this is a very typical thing. Very, very common to have lights, non-hollows, being in the 20.9 to 21 gram range. Not seeing or feeling anything out of the ordinary here. Hopefully I do get a nice spread between my nice distribution, 12 heavy, 24 light. As long as I hit that, I'm not even going to have to open a pack here. 21.07. That one's kind of more in between, but still, I have a good feeling. I guess I'll put that in the middle. I have a good feeling that that one won't be a hollow. But if that's my 12 pack, maybe that would be my 12th hollow. We'll see. Sorry, I'm not paying attention to chat at all. 21.5. There's a super heavy one. 21.4. And you see periodically, sometimes there'll be 2 hollows right in a row. Sometimes there'll be 6 non-hollows in a row. It varies. I don't believe that there was any way to map base set or anything, but clearly there was a way to weigh it. And even though it didn't come out to the mainstream until a few years ago, probably, Gary mentions that there were people, unscrupulous sellers, years back, way back in the day, that knew this was a thing and were doing it. Anecdotally, my own Toys R Us near me, I bought several packs. I don't remember how many, but I bought several packs from Toys R Us, and I don't ever remember pulling a hollow from those packs. Fairly likely that there was a person weighing all the packs at my local Toys R Us because, yeah, my hollow odds were nowhere near 1 in 3. I'll look a little bit closer at some of these individual packs once I'm done. But again, I'm not going to rip a pack today. This, if in a few weeks I go to Collecticon and somebody buys a heavy pack and then they rip it and it ends up being fake, that'll be a big L. That'll be a big L for Section 71 and myself more so than anything. But I would be very shocked given what I'm seeing because this weighed out super clean. I'm hoping I'm going to count 23 right here, with this being my 24th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So exactly as expected. 23 right there. This should be my 24th light. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 heavy, 24 light, exactly as I would have hoped. Let me see how many art sets, if it distributes normally. Shout out to Radar. I don't know if John, I see Radar actually. I was just gonna say John. I'm gonna see how many heavy Venusaur arts I have, so that I can sell them at a premium to people who believe in John's conspiracy theory that Venusaurs have the Charizard. Venusaur arts have the Charizard. I do believe, and John might be able to confirm this better than me, but I think the Shadowless Charizard I opened in Vegas, I do think that was a Venusaur art. Yeah, 8 light Venusaur, 8 light Blastoise, and 8 light Charizard. Probably, I don't know if I'll bring, I don't know how raw art sets would sell. Either art sets or just selling individual packs. I'm contemplating bringing the whole box and selling light art sets for, I need to start a spreadsheet and figure it out what I want to charge for them. But yeah, let's see if we have equal amounts of each. Looks like we do. So we have 4 heavy arts of Venusaur. We got 4 chances for Charizard there, apparently. We got 4 for Blastoise and 4 for Charizard. So with the light art sets, I'll probably sell the Charizard for slightly more. Like if someone wants an art set, whether it would be, what would it be? Would it be like $1,000 ish? Probably a little more than $1,000. Whereas like, so $333 per pack. But if you want Venusaur pack, maybe it would be $320. If you want Charizard pack, maybe it'd be $360 or something. I'll need to figure out the exact pricing. But yeah, maybe I'll do the same. $500 for a heavy pack, but if you want a Venusaur art, it's $520 or something like that. I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't know. As I said, I don't know if that's kind of like guaranteed. I don't know if you're supposed to get equal arts, but from my memory, I think you did. I think you always got 12 of each art per box, and I think 4 of each heavy would be 4 of each art would be heavy and 8 of each art would be light. That's just by memory though. I'm not 100% on that, but I did mention I was going to look. I'm not staying on screen well, but if you open up the flap, hopefully there's no PK reseal job going on here. Everything looks and feels good. Yeah, there's absolutely no concerns over what I'm seeing. These things are minty box fresh. Kind of a shame. Like every time I open one of these things, it's like, man, 1999, this thing, almost 25 years old. It's almost a shame to open it, but I can't trust. Everything looked and felt good about this, but I can't personally gamble $13,000 on that being right. And plus, as part of my business, I don't have any interest in like investing in sealed WotC product. I don't have any interest in tying up $13,000 in this box, sitting on it and hoping the price goes up over time. I just don't have the level of capital where I feel like that's a good use of my business cash flow. So for me, buy the box for $13,000, crack it, sell the heavies, grade the lights, or sell light art sets, and hopefully make $2 or $3 grand on it. I know I did some of my videos in the past on how much I was gonna make, and selling the heavies alone and selling the lights, I think I did the math to where I was making less than $1,000 a box. That's just a lot of capital to put out, a lot of risk to take to make less. Obviously, if I end up grading them and the grades come back PSA 8s, PSA 9s, well, I might end up losing money. Some amount of it's at risk, obviously. But if I do well with my 10 rate, I can definitely stand to make a couple grand from the box minimum, I would think. So we'll see how it goes. Let me just try to catch up with live chat now. Since I got that done. Ernesto just tapped in and heard his name. Good timing. Ernesto says, rip me something, I hate money. Well, if you really hate money, I've got some nice box fresh base heavy packs. You know my PayPal, so feel free to just send along and I'll rip you a heavy. Coin market collapse of 2023. I did have 30 of the Vivid Voltage Charizard theme deck coins in it. How's it going, Hunter? Have a good day yourself. I should just burn the WotC box instead. It's made of paper, made to burn. Appreciate you, Shovels. Leave a like and subscribe to Dan Ketchup Scam Collectibles. English is yucky. Yeah, you can read it. What good is that? This is, I mean, this is tied to the nostalgia I had back on the playground. Who wants any of that? I need a base pack for my collection. What's member price? I haven't sorted out pricing yet, but I will get pricing soon. Probably the week of Collecticon. We're going to be doing Pokeflips earlier because Nick and I are both flying out on Thursday, so we can't do it on Thursday afternoon like we normally do. I think we'll be doing Tuesday night. I think we'll do Pokeflips Tuesday night, and then I'll probably do my solo live stream Wednesday. So on Wednesday, I should have, I mean, at the latest, Wednesday, the week of Collecticon, I will have pricing for everything figured out. I probably won't show everything I'm bringing. Some amount of stuff I'm actually going to ship down. This week, I'm going to ship some stuff down to some friends to bring for me so that I don't have to bring it all on the plane, but we'll see. Taylor P says, is that how the shrink wrap normally looks? I do actually, I don't have it on me in one of these drawers. Oh, it's right there. So I do keep, like, this was a fossil box that I opened, a known fossil box. So that's one thing that I go by, like the feel. This is a fossil box that I opened. I sold the heavy packs, 100% legit. I know it's good to go. And this is the same. This is the box that I just opened off camera before I like opened it, just to do the first pass look when I was looking last night. I just compare the Wizards logos. I compare the feel. Just feel the box, look it over. I don't sell these. I see somebody making a joke. Yeah, Shovels making a joke about buying the wrapper. But I'm not going to be selling the wrapper. Anyways, the way that I opened it up, it wouldn't be prime for resale anyways. Pokey Martin says, I just sent you the PayPal for the heavy pack. I hope not. I doubt it. But I think I'll probably be doing, I think I did 500 for my last one. I know the last time I bought a box, the box was slightly cheaper. I paid 13 for this one. I forget what I paid for my last one, but I want to say it was closer to 12. So I'm not 100% sure on what the pricing will be. But yeah, I'll have to see. I'll get that sorted out in the rest of this week is pretty busy, but I'll get that sorted out next week for sure. Imagine only having 36 packs instead of 60. Casual base set box break, absolutely. They made an unlimited amount of them, so it's not that big of a deal. I mean, it's right in the name, base set unlimited. Nothing too special about it. Going well, Matt M. How are you doing? Your plan to grade lights? Yeah, I'll definitely. I didn't look too closely at these, but I guess I can go back to the screen to talk through what I'm going to be talking about. I see my stream is in the red. Hopefully I'm not lagging too much. But when you open from a box, I should have shown this right off the bat. The two packs that are on top of the box don't get this, but what all the other packs below get, this for 25 years has been pressing into this. So you can see that. You can see that impression on the cover. PSA doesn't seemingly detract for that. They don't detract from that in their grade. Is this the one? This might have been a top pack. So this might have been one of the two top packs in the box because you don't see it. You see how the one on the left has it? You can see that line right there, and the one on the right doesn't. Like, to me, this pack looks so much better because it doesn't have that impression. This should be a 10, this should be a 9. At best, that should be a 9. But you can get 10s with the impressions. I don't really understand it. That's just the way that it goes. But yeah, all these, aside from that, which they're allowed to get 10s on, like this was a good condition box. I mean, I just opened it. These should all be in pretty good condition. I don't know exactly what they grade when they grade packs, but I would expect to get 50% 9s, 50% 10s historically from when I grade packs like this out of a box. I don't know if I'll grade them all. If any have little issues that I find when I'm going through them, I'll just sell those as a light art set raw, but I will intend on grading most of the raws. Um, we need those Section 71 Ls. Whoever repacked this box did great on the weights. Yeah, it is kind of scary because somebody who's knowledgeable and knows what they're doing, and PK has talked about this. Somebody who knows what they're doing and who has access to raw near mint to mint base set unlimited cards, which anyone could have access to. I mean, you could reseal a whole box fairly convincingly, and you could set it up. You know exactly what to check for, right? You make sure the box is good. You make sure the 12 are heavy, 24 are light. It's a little scary, but the eBay seller that I bought this from had good feedback. I talked with them. I asked them their source for the box. Seemed all good. So hopefully we don't find out bad stuff in Orlando. Always enjoy listening to scientifically funded rational arguments coming from expert gamblers. Radar says yes, always an even distribution, exactly as you said. I thought so. Chloe pulled one from the World's Break and it was a Venusaur art. Awesome. Oh, Pecan RS. I got hit with that resealed Mario set last month. Why would you sit on a box that won't ruin it? Good point. That's another reason why I don't sit on boxes long term. I'm not going to rip any of these, Ernesto. These are for Orlando. These are to beat Nick's section. I'm putting in a 13K box buy to ensure our victory, hopefully. Somebody wants the Pikachu poster straightened. These things shift ever so slightly. Sorry for that. How much longer of a backlog do you think you have until you start making modern graded plays? I don't know. I always think it's a few months away, but then I just buy too much more stuff, so it never comes. We'll see. Kurt Smith shouting out the Mayonnaise boys. Nice to have you here, Kurt Smith. Hope you're having a good day. How much for the empty box? I could sell the empty. I kept one of every empty box. I think I might bring it to Orlando though. I think I might bring all the packs in the box just for like safe packaging, safe transit down. But yeah, Swami, if you're interested in the box, I don't know if that's a meme because you're gonna reseal it, or I don't know if you actually want it. But I could hook you up in Orlando if you actually want it. Chevals wants the wrapper. I'm sure that's a meme. Who's the plug to ship some stuff to? I don't want to speak for anyone. I don't want to like volunteer people to just take a bunch of stuff, but there are quite a few Florida people. I would just say, Vandy, to hit people up in the Collecticon planning Discord, especially if you're willing to throw a little extra money their way for shipping and handling. I know I'll tip my people that I'm sending stuff down to. But yeah, I don't want to volunteer anyone. Can we get a box break from you and Nick from first class on your flight to Collecticon? I've never flown first class and I probably never will. Everything is always in reach when your arms are 12 feet long, yes. The volume of Dan's beard is astounding. You don't get the full effect until he turns sideways. I'm probably going to Going to trim it at some point soon because it is getting unwieldy. It's getting crazy. I'm not using any products on it. I've had some people ask, are you using beard oil? Are you doing this? I'm not doing anything with it. I shampoo everything, and yeah, that's it. Nothing special. Oh God. But yeah, this is a pain when I'm eating something like chicken wings. Super Bowl's coming up. Probably before the Super Bowl, before I eat all those chicken wings, I might have to trim it so that I don't have to like take a shower, wash my whole face after I eat chicken wings. Half the cost of opening a heavy pack is the enjoyment of doing it at Collecticon in front of everyone. I heard first person to grade a Black Label Dan trainer card gets to trade lives with Dan. Question, would Dan have half his subscriber count without his sex appeal? I think I would have triple the subscriber count if I had any sex appeal. That's the answer. Pokemon DNA feels weird now not having the blue badge. There is a way. I mean, there is a way to get a blue badge, but no pressure. Oh God, retro. I got you, Castle Strong. Hopefully it looks good now. Feels like it might still be slightly off. I don't know. Maybe that's better even. Maybe that now the next one looks off. Pikachu says I'm going live at the same time as work meeting. Sorry for not coordinating better. Mr. Mime is French says I think it's the Lance Dragonite that's OC. It might be. I think I just fixed that one a little bit, so I don't know. Oh, you too, Cole. Hopefully you're having a great week. We're gonna cook Nick's section, hopefully. I sense some laundering in Section 71, buying from each other and selling back the next day. That's look at. I didn't even think of that. Look at Mr. Walrus going with the next level strats. Hey Retro, I'll buy your whole table. You buy my whole table, and then we'll just swap back the next day. I'm gonna have to watch out for Mr. Walrus because I feel like he's gonna be pumping his numbers, and hopefully everyone abides by the honor system, and we can have a nice friendly competition. But there's definitely opening for people to fudge the numbers. I've heard a lot of people talk about this. Thoughts on ending auctions on Super Bowl day? If I was running auctions, I don't run auctions. They're not a part of my business at all, really. If I were, I would probably opt to skip Super Bowl Sunday. If I ran a business like James or like PWCC or Heritage or Golden, if I ran some large scale business that just periodically, like every Sunday has auctions ending, or moreover, every day having auctions ending, I wouldn't care whatsoever. Like I wouldn't, not saying I wouldn't care because, oh, it's just a consignment and it doesn't matter. I get just the percentage anyways. I don't think it is a huge deal. People can do proxy bids the whole week before, right? Some people look when James first posts his 1,000 listings and they put all their listings in at the front and they don't, or you can snipe. Like if you're a buyer, this is where the argument kind of falls apart, and auctions vary so wildly anyways that I don't think there's ever going to be a consistent thing. But if everyone thinks that there's going to be deals, what everyone will do this week is go to James Z&G Emporium and they'll look at all the auctions ending Sunday and they'll put in their snipe bids today or tomorrow or Saturday or Sunday morning. It's like, I just don't buy with the fact that eBay can proxy bid for you and the fact that they can snipe for you. Maybe you'll miss some of the emotional bids. Maybe you'll get more though. Maybe you'll get more because people are going to be drinking, watching the Super Bowl. They get that alert on their phone. Oh man, half in the bag. They're like, oh, I just got outbid on that auction. Let me bid higher. So I could see arguments for them going as high as normal, higher or lower. I don't think there's any consistent thing. So yeah, I wouldn't have a huge concern with ending auctions on Super Bowl day. If though, If I only ran one set of auctions a month, I probably would consciously not choose that Sunday though. So those are all my thoughts on it, I guess. Weedle says, I'm in Tampa. You're all welcome to ship me your base booster boxes and packs. There you go. I forget who asked now. There you go. Anyone who wants... Oh, yeah, Vandy. Anyone who wants to ship their stuff down. At what price do you decide to upgrade packaging from an envelope to padded packaging? I do plain white envelope, eBay standard envelope under $20. And then from $20 to $750, I do quad zero envelope, padded envelope inside of a double zero padded envelope with a piece of cardboard folded around the card. And then above $750, I go small flat rate box. Mass unsubscribes coming if I trim my beard, I guess. I would grade all the lights, but you should expect to get 3 to 4 PSA 8s. Yeah, PSA 8s definitely happen to some extent. Getting food stuck in your beard is the best. Snacks for later. Oh, man. That's funny. How much larger can the beard go? I was actually at my end of the year, a couple weekends ago, I was at my end of the year fantasy football party. It was for the playoff games. It was actually just this past, it was just this past Sunday because I was there for the Eagles Niners game. And one guy I went to high school with, he was talking about how he was trying to grow his out for a while, and it just got to the point where he was like chewing on his mustache and his beard wouldn't grow longer, it would just curl. I think mine's getting to that point too in certain spots. Like it's just gonna curl, it's not gonna go. I have some friends who have beards like down to here. I don't know if mine will do that. I don't know if you have to do something to make it do that, but I don't really have interest in that anyways. This isn't gonna survive to summer like this. I don't know if I'll go completely shave it all off, but I don't think I'll have this in Florida either. I'll be sweating like crazy. My face will be sweating, and that doesn't sound fun. So trimming it for some point. What do you use to highlight the chat comments while using OBS? It is something like... I've been asked this a few times. I need to just remember. I'm going to Google it really quickly. It's called Aaron PK. Aaron PK is like the person who made it. It's something like live chat overlay, I think is what it's called. Yeah, look up live chat overlay. Yeah, by Aaron Parecki. So if you're looking for the same one I have, it's called live chat overlay. 10,000 plus users. There's only 32 reviews, but it's worked very well for me. It's kind of like a Chrome add-on that you use so that you can highlight the comments, kind of like StreamYard does. Badly Super says, open to buying collections at Tampa. I'm not going to be at Tampa. I'll be at Orlando. But hopefully, I don't know. It depends. It depends. I know I had it on my sign before. I had a sign with my old branding, and it said always buying collections, just like my business card did. My current business card says always buying collections too. One thing I really am not crazy about though is that I'm there for a short time and I'm traveling light. So buying a big collection is tough. If you've got a few graded cards, absolutely could. But most people that have come to me, they're wanting like full market, and I just can't pay that as a business. I'm not interested in buying stuff at full market. I need to have margin to make a flip. And the other thing is, like, if you have a lot of stuff, it's burdensome to get it back home. I guess given that I'm staying from an extra day, given that I'm staying till Monday, and I have people who live there locally, I could probably like send some of it off with people who are shipping stuff back to me and have it shipped back. But yeah, traveling on the plane with a big collection, it's just tough. So semi-open to buying collections at events in person, but they need to be really priced right. And overall, I'm more looking to sell. Shipping is so easy. Like, let me just buy from you over YouTube, over email, over Instagram. I'll send you a prepaid label if you need. That'll be fully insured, shipped to my PO box. So yeah, buying collections is just way better to do any other time, generally speaking. I know a lot of people have real issues with shipping and they get worried about it, but I can send prepaid shipping labels that are fully insured to anybody. And I can pay up front with like PayPal goods and services, or I do post pay, however you want to be paid. How do you get rich quick now? Usually trying to get rich quick makes you poor quick, or keeps you poor slowly, however you want to look at it. Get rich slowly. That's actually a book, a good book. When do you plan on expanding your member tiers for categories like financial planning, tax advice, marriage counseling, etc? Oh man, I do intend to add at least one more tier that will include some amount of product to be ripped and shipped as a part of my monthly live streams. I do intend to do a monthly live stream at least once a month, if not periodically twice a month. Some night next week. I don't know what day yet, but this week is really busy. We have Poke Flips tomorrow. Next week, I will do a live stream some evening where it's just rip and ships. I'll do Crown Zenith. I'll do Astral Radiance, Evolving Skies. I'll do whatever I have. Has anyone seen Walrus in real life? Could actually be Bidoof. He's gonna be there in Orlando, so we'll see. I heard that. Did you see Rusty pulled 2 Moonbreons yesterday from a broken batch? I actually hung out in that live stream while I was doing my taxes for like an hour. And then I hopped over to PK's stream at some point, and somebody, like 10-15 minutes into me being in PK's stream, someone said Rusty just pulled 2 Moonbreons. That's the way it goes though. The approximate odds are 1 in 1,000. You can open 10,000 packs and not open 1. You can open 10 packs and open 2. Like, that's just the way it reminds me of old school RuneScape. Someone tell Rattle this. Someone clip this for Rattler. I actually might do a video at some point on the math behind like the odds, dry streaks, opening packs. But Rattle, having opened 3,000 packs, however many he's opened, he's no closer to opening Moonbreon than he was when he started. His next pack has the same 1 out of 1,000 odds as opening Moonbreon as the first one did, as the 3,000th did. However many he's opened. I don't know exactly how many he's opened, but I know he's done a few streams of it. So in spite of all the packs he's opened, he's no closer, and his next pack still has 1 in 1,000 odds to open it. It's painful to think about, and it's painful to be in dry streaks like that. Shout out to Old School RuneScape, all the Iron Men who go 5 times drop rate on some big key item. But yeah, that's a thing. Rip and Sims. Dan saved my marriage. He's a great counselor. Just finished sending 5 PSA submissions, each one about 25 cards and containing a broken out 9.5 Evolutions Charizard. Hopefully some hit the 10. I've not sent any since PSA has been open at 15. It's only been about a week now, but I do plan on sending one probably next week, 50 to 100 cards. I need to get into at least every other week sending 50 to a couple hundred cards. I do have a lot of stuff though that I feel like I want 12. That's the thing. When you have 19, you want 15. When you have 15, you want 12. When you have 12, you want 10. That's just the way that it goes. But I do need to get to where I'm sending out at least a few hundred cards a month. Anyone have any thoughts on the Gyarados Hollow from Holon Phantoms in PSA 10? I had an eBay buy graded and it hit the 10. I love the card, but 600 seems low considering the population. 600 to me for a hollow, that feels solid. That's a lot of money. $600 is a lot of money. I would be a seller at that price. I would not be a buyer, but I'm a business too. I'm not. If you're a collector and you love Gyarados and you love that card and you're trying to collect them all, like grading them yourself is the way to go. You already did it the right way because you graded it yourself. So I love to hear that, but yeah, it does. I have a hard time saying that it feels low for me personally. Man, chat is busy. I'm trying to catch up, but I can't catch up. We got some COVID people in chat. Hopefully you get over your COVID. I had mine on Christmas in not in 2022, but in 2021. That was a nice Christmas present. Didn't get to see anybody. Didn't really hit me too hard at all. I tested positive, but I think it was my wife and kids had symptoms, so we all tested, and I had it, and my kids had it, but my wife didn't. Crazy, crazy times. But hope everyone gets well soon. Yeah, it is good to get it out of the way before Orlando, I guess, than not be able to go because you are sick. That would not be good. Um, let's. That is wildin'. Uh, when buying collections, what is the general margin you aim for? As much as possible. If somebody comes to me with something that's not ideal for me, if I know someone will pay more, I will just send it to them. I have enough stuff that I don't need to like try and scam someone or put someone over, put one over on someone. Probably the highest margin I've made on a collection in a long time was that $48,000 collection that came to me, 23,000 Pokemon and 25,000 non-Pokemon. That was in a lot of other people's DMs. I offered the highest on it. When you get to that high level, a lot of people just don't want to deal with it. When you talk 25,000 cards, a lot of people don't want to deal with it. So I went for it, and the more work it is, though, the more margin I want to make. So yeah, a lot of people want to hear a percent. A lot of people want to hear I pay 60%, 70%, 80%. I don't pay a percent like that. I just show me what you have and tell me what you're asking, and I'll either pay it or I'll counteroffer you. And if we can't come to an agreement, I might refer you to someone. There's times where I send collections to Nick. There's times where I send collections to other people. But a lot of people I don't know. A lot of people are still buying collections, but I know a lot of people are doing consignments too. Like I think Rusty's still buying collections for sure. James, I don't know if he's buying collections anymore, but a lot of people moving to consignments. I'm doing consignments, but I'm also buying collections still. Shout out to Old Skool Pokemon for his eBay shipping video today. Yeah, he's using an inkjet printer, which is highly questionable, but if he was using a laser printer, I would have no issues with it. I do print my eBay standard envelopes with a thermal printer, and I think my cost on my thermal printer is cheaper, even though I'm paying for the thermal label. I think it's still cheaper to operate than it would be for me to use my inkjet printer. I have an inkjet printer that just ate through ink like crazy. This HP thing that has a chip in the ink, you can't use non-HP inks. Terrible. They would say it's empty when it's not empty. I don't use an inkjet printer enough so the ink would just dry out after a while. Yeah, I use a label printer for my eBay standard envelopes, which he recommended against. But yeah, I don't do, he does a way more eBay standard envelopes than me. I do a couple a day. He probably does 50 a day or something. How do I get poor quick now? Buy some heavy packs from me. Rip and strip. Let's see. Ponga said, I've been going through the old Patreon presentations and you gave tax advice for a good 10 to 15 minutes at the end of one. So I did do a video entitled financial advice that was well received a few months ago. Let me know in chat. Do you want me to do a video for Monday called tax advice? Because that's high on my list. A lot of people are asking me a lot of questions. A lot of people have tons of misperceptions about taxes and how they work. And I'm not going to give anything overly specific. I'm not a CPA. We'll have those things, but I will give you some actual demonstration of what I do for my taxes, where I get reports, what I send to my CPA, and things along those lines. So if you're wanting me to do that video, tax advice for Monday, let me know. I'm leaning towards it. We'll see. But if you want actual tax advice from an actual CPA, check out Not Your Dad CPA on YouTube. Really good channel. No beard hairs included. I can't wait to buy rips from Dan so he can tell me I just wasted my money. Makes it worth even more. Call the video "The Math Behind Moonbryon" when you do. Honestly, that's actually a really good title. I'm gonna write that down, and I'm gonna write down your name so I can shout you out if I go with that. Ernesto, if you're in here, I need a Math Behind Moonbryon thumbnail. It won't be this Monday. Maybe it'll be the Monday after. I just can't stop making money. It's a curse. Must be a nice situation to be in, Lord Pokesmoke. How's it going, Andy? Nice to see you in here. Kurt Smith and Retro playfully having some banter as they always do. Hey, Flosion hitting us with the old school RuneScape math. The secret rare Gyarados from Breakpoint is awesome too. You can still buy 9s for pretty cheap. I do like those secret rares from Breakpoint, Breakthrough. You got the Mewtwo's, the Gyarados. Alakazam in there somewhere, I think, too. After Squeak said, if you're not losing, you're not taking enough risks. When do I start making money? Losing sucks. Oh, man. Yeah, don't try to heed that advice at a casino. Don't try to heed that advice ripping packs or at the blackjack table or at the roulette wheel. Opinion, my local card store owner likes when I bring slabs to sell, likes to pay 60% of the highest recent eBay sale. On some I make out well, on others are what they are. Cash versus eBay sales tax and complaints. Yeah, I mean 60% of a high recent eBay sale, that seems pretty solid. Because if they sell on eBay, they're going to pay 15, nearly 20%. They're going to pay 15, nearly 20% when you account for shipping and things like that. Obviously, if they sell it in their store, they're not going to pay that 15% fee if they sell it in their store for cash, but they have overhead, they have employees, they have all that overhead. So to get 60% and wash your hands of it, be done, especially if it was a buy it now recent sale, you're saying high recent sale, that seems really, really solid. There are many cards that I would not want to pay 60% of high recent sold. It's just not that attractive. I'd rather sell it for 100% of high recent sold on consignment and take 20% from that to cover the fees and my profit. A lot of conversation going on that doesn't need highlighting in chat. Will you be doing signings at Collecticon? And if so, how much will you be charging? Probably once a month, I get somebody on eBay that just says like, hey, I love the channel. If you could just include a signed energy or a signed Charmander or a business card or something. I'm not going to charge for signatures. If somebody comes to my table and is like, oh, hey, I love the YouTube. Could you sign one of your business cards? Could you sign something? I can do that. I don't think if and when it ever became a supply demand issue, if and when I ever became so popular and it was so burdensome how many people were asking me, then I would charge. But I think I am a long way away. Hopefully never will get there, honestly. So if and when I get there, I guess I'll be sitting along the end on autograph row at Collecticon. But for now, if anyone actually wants one, feel free to come up to the table and I can just sign something for you. Yeah, he's using an ink printer. I think his reasoning is that you can print right on the envelope, so you're only using the ink, whereas with a label printer, you're using the label, which actually costs you a few cents, just the ink from the inkjet. Per my numbers, my inkjet, my terrible HP inkjet printer from like 15 years ago, that stupid thing had to cost me 5 cents a sheet, more than my thermal labels. But he's claiming that if you just print right on the envelope, he's saving money with respect to using a label printer, which could be the case. My inkjet printer was just terrible, and I don't want another one. Mr. Walrus still writing everything out by hand and going and standing in line at the post office. Is there a reason you buy thermal labels instead of the free ones from UPS? I think the free ones from UPS are intended to be used with UPS shipping. I don't do a lot of UPS shipping. I do a little bit here and there. But at the end of the day, like, I don't use a ton of thermal labels. But I'm not going to take, like, so many people take the free padded envelopes, flat rate padded envelopes from USPS, and they use them as, like, internal void fill. They use them as packaging materials. And all that does is it makes USPS jack the price up of their services for everyone else because people are stealing from them. You're not supposed to do that. I'm assuming UPS is not giving out thermal labels so that I can use them for USPS on eBay. So yeah, I'm just not going to thieve their services. I don't think that's a good way to go. A good way to conduct business. So if you're getting them from UPS and their intent is for you to use them with UPS and you ship a ton with UPS, completely reasonable. But yeah, I just know so many people who like steal all the free shipping supplies that are intended to be used only for shipping with those services, and it's just weird. Yeah. Ponga says yes, but you can't claim it's not tax advice. I will specifically say certain bits of tax advice, and yeah, it'll be a fun video. Vandy wants tax advice now. Wait for Monday at 1 p.m. The video titled "Let Me Do Your Taxes, Please." Yeah, Ernesto's going to be super excited to make a thumbnail about tax advice. I think I messaged him a while ago, and he hasn't replied back with that one yet, so. Do you plan to ever introduce an intro to your vids, including your famous sayings? I need to hear the grab cash statement weekly if possible. I don't know. Do you have tax services on Buy It Now? No. Ah, yes, Ian Toomey giving us the infamous martingale strategy. When you lose, you double your bet so that when you ultimately win, you have one bet increment in profit. That works until you lose 6 or 7 in a row and your bankroll is exhausted and you've exceeded the table maximums. If you want to look at the math, I'm sure this is a joke, but if you want to look at the math behind the martingale strategy, I love math. Wizard of Odds is a beautiful website which shows you the math behind a ton of different gambling. And look up the martingale strategy, and it will give you all the math, way more math than you could possibly want on why that system fails horribly. But it is interesting. It's an interesting thought experiment. The chat is here for me. You are welcome. Catch 'em all collectibles. Dan looks so disappointed reading chat. You guys make it difficult because I have to wade through so much conversation to find the things to highlight. Would you ever lease a booth over the weekends at a big game store for business and for fun? I know Java Akuma recently, I'm pretty sure it was Java. He rented a booth in like a game store that he pays a monthly fee and then he pays some percent of every sale that goes through there. We have those around me for like antique stores. I used to do the Steins and things like that more, some of the Breweriana collectibles. Um, I don't know if any store around me would do that with cards. I know that some of the antique stores do have cards, but I've talked with some people who've had booths in those places. Theft is fairly high, even though they have cameras everywhere. Theft is fairly high, and yeah, I'm just not sure how that would work out with cards. It's almost like a Troll and Toad Evo, but in person in a small store. Really, I don't know, interesting idea. Max Wolf. It was Wizard of Odds was the website. Really cool math behind a lot of the casino gambling, things like that. Ponga says, how do I buy a graded common Dan card? I think I have a PSA 9 on my eBay, probably for too much money, but I did grade like 8 of them to make sure that I got a couple 10s. I got 2 PSA 10s. If anyone saw DJ Gigabyte's recent video, he bought one from me. So there's 3 in the world. I have one, Dan, DJ Gigabyte has one, and then I don't know who has the third. But yeah, ideally, you would just buy a handful of Dan's raw and then grade one yourself for 15. No sense paying anyone profit. Radar says, check your messages. John sent a photo. Let's see what he sent. If my internet will load it. I have to turn my Wi-Fi off when I stream, so it's just loading by my terrible cell service. John's got a signed business card of mine. He still has it. So yeah, I absolutely do and will. He's got one of the original signed, one of the early, not first edition, I don't think, but he's got one of the early editions of my business card signed. Tax/accounting advice, please. Hopefully Dan will be too busy giving away free autographs and doesn't make any sales. Let's go section 70. Have you started setting aside any of your good-looking booster boxes for potential grading in the future? I've not, but that has crossed my mind. Someone help us. If and when they start grading booster boxes, help us, please. $320 for an Evolving Skies booster box right now. What would a PSA 10 Evolving Skies booster box go for? Booster box grading would, I mean, pack grading is 30 right now. Box grading would have to be like 80, I would think, if not 100. So imagine buying an Ultra Modern booster box for 80 and then grading it for another 80 and then just selling it for like $500. I mean, I hope they do grade it someday because there's money to be made there. There's demand there. Absolutely, people would demand that. So bring it. Bring it. I'll sell them. Video title, tax advice. Description, not tax advice. Then, are you still collecting anything Pokemon at this point, or does the business and money-making aspect quench your thirst more? Everything behind me. Look at all that stuff. Not non-card, but I still love Pokemon stuff. I collect more where I see value relative to what the market sees value. I can sell PSA 9, PSA 10, mass-produced million-plus copies of non-holo cards for more than these canvases cost me. And I get more out of these. Like all my cards that I had in my collection, I mean, I still have a decent amount, inventory collection, whatever you want to call it. These bring me more utility. They bring me more joy. I see that this one's crooked now too. They're all crooked. I need to just glue them to the wall. Now it makes that one look crooked. But yeah, I collect the sitting cuties. I collect the canvases. I collect some cards. I collect cards that I have a nostalgic tie to. I collect cards that have a story. But if the market values something significantly higher than I do, then I sell it. 99% of Pokemon cards, 99.9% of Pokemon cards, the market value is significantly higher than I do. So I sell them. Video title, Umbreon V-Tax to the max. The Martingale strategy, literally can't lose. Max Wolf, yeah, Wizard of Odds. I linked it in the... I didn't link it, but I put it in the live chat. Catch 'em All Collectibles would have 10k subs by now if you highlighted my comments. I highlight some of them, just not not all of them. I don't highlight all of anyone's. Kai bullish on Cheval's Oak Bacon Smith. Hey everyone. Hey Kai. Got Jake Smith as his avatar. Why do I have a star? I didn't give Dan money or claim a free one. Looks like you did. Appreciate the support, Kai. Probably one of the 50 gifted by Amplitude. You must have accidentally enabled the ability to get gifted them. Are you bullish on Lorcana? I am bullish for the people selling the shovels on Lorcana. I have no idea what Lorcana will do, but the people printing it, the people who own the platforms on which it will be sold, the people who will grade the cards, I am super bullish for all those people. That's what I'll say. I'm super bullish for the people selling the shovels. Whether or not everyone buying the shovels will strike gold, I think there will be a lot of losers with Lorcana, but it won't be anyone selling shovels. That's what I'll say. If there was an OSRS dice game, but for Pokemon cards, would you play? I want this to happen, but fear the law. I mean, ripping packs is as close as you get to that, right? Pokemartin wants to lease out a 2,000 square foot unit and sublease boost to 5 to 10 different sellers, make a mini Frankensons. That would be cool. Yeah, Frankensons. I've never been there, but I've seen some videos and stuff. That's essentially what Frankensons is. It's like an antique mall, antique. Like I have those around me, but I don't have one for cards. That would be really cool. I just don't live. There's not enough people where I live. Where Frankensons is, there's enough people to justify it. Philippe says, I have been selling fake cards to kids at elementary schools around town for lunch money and or Kool-Aid jammers. Any tax advice for me? Oh, God. Pay your taxes. That's the only tax advice I can give. Max Wolf can't stop undressing his good-looking booster boxes. If they're charging 120 to grade jumbo, it would be at least 300 for a booster. They're still charging 120 for a jumbo? That's crazy. Thoughts on exposing my personal life on social media for clout and then magically disappearing when it goes sideways? Oh man. That's a tried and true method, I think. And we pay to remove someone else's membership. We should add that. I know I watch. I usually don't watch Twitch, but I do watch some like old school RuneScape content creators on YouTube, and some of their YouTube content will just be edited videos of their Twitch. And they'll do like, oh, if you gift 5 subs, I'll let you pick the music that's playing while I play this video game. If you give 5 subs, I'll ban somebody. And they'll it's crazy. It's crazy. People will donate 50 subs to get people banned, get people kicked out. People will donate 50 subs to get the music selected. It's like, don't you have a radio? Don't you have Pandora? Don't you have Spotify? Can't you just YouTube? Play your own music in the background if you want it. Ernesto says this is good nap content. Ernesto, I need a thumbnail. Tax advice Monday. That's gonna be my next one. Tax advice for Monday, and then the following Monday will be the math. What was the title? The math behind Moonbryon. Or we could gamble our membership in a dice game in exchange for winning, say, tax advice. Petition to get Ernesto paid for his countless hours spent making thumbnails when he could have been printing. Ernesto got a nice little Christmas bonus. Ernesto periodically gets some stuff in the rip and ship streams, and he's probably underpaid, but he's not completely unpaid, I'll say. Thoughts on an inevitable Pokemon theme park in Universal Studios Japan? Imagine a Universal Studios Pokemon Center. That would be amazing. I hope we get one in the US somewhere, because I would absolutely go to a Pokemon theme park. That'd be amazing. Especially all the tie-ins they could do, all the tie-ins they could do with Pokemon Go, all the things they could do with it would just be, it's like, how has it not happened yet? I still haven't made it to Legoland. There's a Legoland in New York now, though. Damn, Dan with the commanding of Nesto. Oh, man. Uh, okay, I have to go back to my job. Don't forget about your phone call. I appreciate you, Pokemon. I should have an alarm going off in 5 minutes, so I don't forget. Question, thoughts on providing a service that helps people avoid taxes? That's a dangerous question. Everyone should pay all their taxes, for sure. Um, $5 per mute, 15 to mod yourself, 10 to unmod someone. In your last live, you mentioned how if someone bought you out of 100% of your entire inventory, you would be willing to sell it all for 50% of market value. What would you do with the newly liquid capital? I would do a lot of the same. I would just have no backlog, so I would be able to go back to adding sourcing to my daily repertoire, my daily schedule. Right now, I'm doing very little sourcing because I just have too much to go through. Periodically, a collection will find me. Someone will reach out on Instagram. Someone will email me. So a little bit of my sourcing is like automated because people find me. But yeah, I would really focus on staying organized and keeping everything efficient. So that is after a big lump sum. I would max out all my tax advantage accounts for 2023. I would set aside cash to max them out for 2024 at a minimum. The next 2 years would just be ready to go. Well, the first year would be done. The second year would be ready to go. And I have no debt to pay off, but I would probably do a little bit in a taxable account, a brokerage account. So a decent chunk would just immediately go into traditional investments, and then I would just keep on keeping on, keep doing what I'm doing. Maybe I would look into like, my dad is going through some stuff right now with one of his properties. He's holding the mortgage on a house, and I've contemplated being a landlord someday. So if someone bought me out of all my inventory, I would contemplate getting into real estate a little bit, like maybe buying a rental, being a landlord on the side, doing that as well. But given the headaches I've seen some people go through with it, I'm not sure I'll ever do that. I don't know. But that's a little bit about what I do. I wouldn't leave everything though. It's not enough money that I would just like, and I don't have the desire to just sit on a beach all day or sit on a golf course all day. Um, if grading stopped tomorrow, do you believe you could shift your business to still be sustainable for the remainder of your career? I think so, but it would be way harder. It would be way harder because third-party authentication and grading really does provide 95% of my buyers. I sell a 10, they get a 10, they're happy. They buy labels. I love label buyers. But when you start selling raw, everything is up for interpretation. Everything is up for like, oh, well, you called it near mint to mint. It's actually closer to near mint or light played. That's a headache. That's a huge headache, and I don't want to deal with it. Um, so yeah, I think I could, but I don't want to. I I I think grading way overvalues everything, but I do understand it's necessary. So I value it, but I think it's horribly overvalued by the market broadly. Lord Pokesmoke says, I'll pay you $1 to play the hamster dance song on full volume for the rest of the stream. I don't know what that is, but it's probably hilarious. I'm gonna just pull it up. I'll have to watch this after the stream, but yeah, I'm gonna politely decline. I appreciate the offer though. Ernesto says he's overpaid, so Ernesto's verifying the fact that he's overpaid. Um, Please refrain from those who are nervous. I think it is a beautiful item, but is an amateur's point of view. Yeah, that would be my default description in all listings if grading cards went away. Pokemon Park for Universal Studios Japan is already in the making, I believe. That's awesome. Hopefully we get one in the US too. I don't know that I'll ever make the trip out to Japan. I want to do all 50 states. Japan is a big one. I could hit a lot of states for the cost and the time of doing that, but we'll see. I'm going to be hanging out for about another 10 minutes so that I can take a quick break before my phone call. But yeah, feel free to keep the questions coming. I'm glad the box break went well, seemingly. Hopefully in Orlando, I don't come to find that I got wrecked or anything, but I guess we'll see. Everything seemed good to go. So I think my strategy, I think I'm going to send maybe like 2 or 3 art sets for grading now, like this week or next week beforehand. And then I'll bring maybe more. I guess I'll look through closer, but I have 8 light art sets. Maybe I'll send 4 art sets for grading, the better condition ones, and then I'll bring the lesser condition ones to Orlando. Mind you, if you're buying light art sets for me in Orlando, I will have picked over them. They will be less likely to be high contenders for grading. One of the things, like bringing them down in my carry-on, however I bring them, it's just more likely they're going to get slightly, I'm going to put them in card savers. I'm going to pack them the same way I pack them when I ship them to PSA. But yeah, if you're looking to buy a light art set that you're just keeping raw, known, trusted source, these came from a box. Ultimately, heavy packs will be opened in Orlando, hopefully, that are verifying the box to be legit. So these would be like the best source you can know that they're good to go. So if you're interested in those, I should have light art sets in Orlando. If you're interested in graded, I should have those in a couple months, I would assume, on my eBay. If you're interested in heavies, I'll have those at Orlando as well. When I first got it, I put it in a sleeve and kept it in a dark place, but please understand, it is an amateur storage. Retrospects, just copy pasting all the descriptions from his recent buys. Have you ever encountered PSA rejecting a package? I'm not sure what's happening. Yes. Never for me personally, thankfully, but I do have a couple friends who recently had PSA reject packages in the past couple months, and what it was is that the package was slightly damaged. So unfortunately, in transit, obviously there's a lot of variance in how damaged it could be. Hopefully the cards are still enclosed. Hopefully it's not that damaged. Hopefully the package is not like compromised to where the contents are falling out. I do actually have an international package that was sent to me where thankfully there was a packing slip inside. They emailed me based off the packing slip inside, but the person who shipped it to me, the label got destroyed or ripped off or whatever it may be. So FedEx is currently like asking me for more information so that they can get the package reshipped out to me. That happens from time to time, I guess. But I would reach out to PSA. I would ask for photos. And if it's compromised, I would ask them to like repackage it. Hey, can you throw that all in a bag? Can you throw that? Like, I don't know that they will. But last time I heard about it happening to someone, PSA rejected it, shipped it back, everything came back, and it was all fine. I don't know whether they slapped some tape over a hole or what it may be, but they rejected it. It ultimately went back to the shipper, and they just reboxed it, resent it. Always packaged very, very well. You can't do anything, I think, foolproof to guarantee USPS or FedEx or UPS is going to not damage it further, but unfortunately, that's probably what happened. It had some kind of a damage on it, so they didn't want to be liable, so they're just sending it back to you. Mr. Mimus French says, thoughts on a YouTube content series where you take $1,000 budget on Pokemon and see how you progress, something for the Timmies. I think it's an interesting concept, and I've seen a lot of people do it. I just don't know how much value it provides. I'd rather give you a full look into like my business, my journey. If you want to see, like, I'm going to do a video in the next month or two on those big collection buys that I made recently. Full spreadsheet. This is everything I graded. This is everything that came with it. These are every sale I made from it. So I do it in some way. I do it some way in hindsight on like collection buys that I made, talk talk through how the collection came to me, how I decided what I was going to pay for it. But to take $1,000 and then spend, I've seen where people poll the audience, what do you want me to buy? It just takes like months or years for anything to happen. So it's not really that exciting or engaging, in my opinion. Please don't become a landlord. If anything, just purchase to renovate and sell, actually add value to the property rather than suck value from the tenant. This is gonna get me ranting here to close it out. I see this take on the internet fairly frequently, and I don't know if it's just the spaces that I go or whatever it may be, but I have some friends in real life that have this same thing, that landlords are just leeches, they provide no value, this, that. A lot of people should only rent. A lot of people desire to only rent. If you're not going to be living in some space for several years, you're generally better off renting. And if you have to rent, like, you need a landlord, right? Like, there needs to be that side of the relationship. There's a demand, so there needs to be a supply. I don't understand. Like, there are bad landlords, but there are good landlords too. Some people just really demonize the whole situation, and it makes no sense whatsoever. I know people who are lifelong renters and who are happy to do it, who are happy to not have to worry about putting a new roof on, putting a new furnace in, putting like any of that kind of stuff. And or they move around. They work remote jobs and they move every 2 years. Hashtag justice for landlords. But yeah, if I were to ever do it, I would be a good landlord. I wouldn't completely screw people over. I would fix things if they broke. I would try to provide a property that was just in good shape and didn't break at all. Yeah, weird thing. I don't know. I don't want to get into too much of a rant there. I've got a few minutes left. L-Dub says, if I buy Gerber baby food and reseal the packaging with homemade baby food to sell, is that ethical? Also, would I have to pay capital gains on the profits? Times are tough. That's a very scary thought. Please don't. I think you'd be violating many, many laws, and a lot of people would not be too happy. Thoughts on 4x6 pressure treated still being 3 times the price in 2019. Thankfully, I don't have to buy any 4x6 pressure treated lumber, let alone any pressure treated lumber. I might redo my deck at some point. I don't know. If I redo my deck, I'll probably go with one of the composite materials, which are probably significantly higher than they were if I did it pre-COVID too. But I bought this house. I closed in November of 2021, and I finished renovated and moved in like February of 2021. I remember I had a Super Bowl party, 2020, sorry. I had a Super Bowl party like a couple weeks before the world changed entirely. So yeah, if I ever do my deck, I'll be paying the post-COVID prices, unfortunately. Let's see, I think I'm fully caught up. Hashtag justice for landlords. They get too much hate. People are just miserable, and other opinions other than their own are automatically wrong. Yeah, a lot of people, and again, there are absolutely bad landlords out there, but a lot of people, I think, just want to be victim mentality about everything. And I'm not speaking to the commenter in specific, but it just, yeah, it's a weird thing. Weird thing to just say universally they're all leeches, or they're all draining from their sucking value from the tenant. That's a really weird comment to me. Yeah, Trex decking. There's a few other different ones I've looked into, but Shovels is all in on Stalin. Trex is big dollars, but I plan on living here for the next 20 plus years, hopefully. So if I do it, I'm going to do it once, do it right. What's the best card I run in my deck? Never played the game. But yeah, I appreciate everyone hanging out. It's 4:25. I have to take a call at 4:30. So I appreciate everyone hanging out. As always, 100 people mid workday on a weekday. Crazy that this many people hang out. I appreciate all you viewers, live chatters, lurkers, everyone, members, non-members, likers, non-likers. Hope everyone has a great rest of their week. Catch you all tomorrow on Pokeflips, hopefully. Nick and I are doing Pokeflips at 1 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. So